Oh yes, crispy fried chicken wings. This recipe is going to give you some great chicken, but first you're going to need the chicken wings. And I have these nice, beautiful, meaty chicken wings. And to get it started, I think we need to go to the main, at least one of the main parts, and that's making the batter. That's right. We're going to use 2 cups of buttermilk. We're going to use some seasoning. In this case, I'm using the New Orleans Cajun seasoning. It has a little kick to it. And we're going to use some kosher salt, about 2 tablespoons. All right, so there we go. We have the batter. We're going to mix it up really, really good. Now, this is the dipping batter because it's 2 parts to this. All right, so we're also going to add 2 eggs, 2 large eggs, if you want to be exact. And we're going to get these babies in here and we're going to get them mixed up really, really good. So that way everything is nice and thick. That's right. It's going to be a nice thick batter. And it's going to be really, really good for coating onto your chicken. Now, I'm going to be coating all these chicken wings and I'm going to let it sit for about 2 hours. If you want to let it sit longer, that's fine too. I would say 24 hours at the most, and then you'll be ready to make some chicken. You know, some people think the longer the better, but in this case, a couple of hours, these babies are going to sit in the refrigerator. All right, we're going to use 3 cups of flour. This is the dipping part. 3 cups of flour. It's going to be a good amount to cover all the wings. And we're going to use 1 big old cup of cornstarch. Now be careful. This stuff can be really messy because it's so light. It gets everywhere. So just be aware of that. All right, so 1 cup of cornstarch. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then, of course, we're going to add some more seasoning to this because, hey, the more seasoning, the better the chicken is going to taste. Don't be scared to season your chicken. Just make sure it's not a salty seasoning because the last thing you want to do is have a whole bunch of salt on your chicken. All right, then you're going to mix it up real good by hand, or if you have, a mixer, and then you're just going to put this baby to the side until it's time to dip the chicken. All right, a few hours later, look at the chicken. Just make sure you mix it up. Now, the grease has to be really, really hot. It has to be at least 400 degrees. Because when you put the chicken in, the temperature is going to drop. Just remember that. All right, so this is the part, the good part. That's right, we're going to dip the chicken in the flour, get it nicely coated all over. Don't miss any spots. Get it in there really, really good. Squeeze it, shake it, do whatever you got to do to get this flour to stick to the chicken. All right, so now the chicken is ready. The grease is hot, but a safety tip before we talk about the grease, because that little thermometer I have in there, that baby is hot. And I have these gloves that I've been using for quite a while, heat resistant gloves, and they have holes in them. I use them for barbecuing and grilling and all that good stuff. And they're kind of just, old and wore out. So I decided to give this brand a try, the Geekhom. That's right, Geekhom. And there's some nice looking gloves. The temperature they can handle is 1,472 degrees Fahrenheit for 13 seconds. That's right. But just make sure you don't put them over direct fire. They're not fire gloves. They're heat resistant gloves. Look at them. Long, protects the wrist. And the length of them is 13.7 inches long. So that's pretty good. And they fit really good on my hand. They have the rubber grip to it. They feel really good. They don't slide around, so I think this is going to be a good glove for me. I have big hands, so works really well. And by the way, they're also great for opening up cans because I do a lot of canning and it's kind of hard to get those lids off, and it works really well. So, make sure you give these babies a try because they're so worth it. Definitely worth it. All right, so, and you get these babies on Amazon too. That's what I meant to tell you. Nice fitting glove. Safe, heat resistant, protects your hand, protects your wrist from those steam burns and also that hot burn. Yeah. All right. So let's get that hot thermometer out of the grease. Put that baby to the side. Start putting the chicken in the grease. That's right. You're going to let the chicken cook for 6 minutes, but do not move the chicken once you put it in there. You can move it like 3 minutes later because the coating is going to be on there already. So you're going to just let the chicken cook for 6 minutes and let it fry and float around in there. and you're going to be so excited because when you pull that chicken out, you're going to want to eat a piece, but you can't because you got to wait to cook all of it because everybody is staring at you. The kids are coming in the kitchen looking at it. Your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your friends, whoever is around that chicken, they're going to be like, wow, you cannot have a piece until it's all done. That's right. All right. So like I said, let this cook for about 6 minutes. And if you want it a little bit crispier, I'll probably say you can push it to 8 minutes, but we're going to let it cook. I'm going to put this good old protector on here to keep the grease from getting everywhere so my wife doesn't go crazy. And then 6 minutes later, the chicken comes out. Look at that. Crispy, crispy, crispy. I'm excited about this. I so want to eat a piece, but I can't. Yeah, so another note. When I say have the grease at 400 degrees, the temperature is going to drop once you start putting that chicken in. So you want it to be at 400 because when the temperature drops, it's going to be at the heat that it should be to fry up this chicken real good. Now back to this. Look at it. Beautiful, crispy, crunchy. I'm excited about this. This is a winner indeed. If you want bragging rights for your fried chicken on how crunchy and crispy it is and moist, look at that. Nice, moist, crispy, fried chicken wings. You cannot lose on this recipe. So what I think you should do is give it a try, leave some comments down below, and let me know how it came out for you. Go make some.